Welcome everyone to Express on Everything in Between. I am your host Eileen, aka Eileen the Little Crafter. Additional information about this podcast show and the Little Crafter Show, which is on YouTube, can be found on my website, eileenthelittlecrafter.com. So today I kind of have the art of making scrapbooking part 2 and a little bit of a review of a first impression review of something that I bought and I like to share with you guys. So the reason why part 2 came about is as I was making the video. By the way, there's an example video for you guys of so you guys can see. I was like, I have so many ideas that I want to get out to you. I'm like, okay. What I was trying to say was I did a video of some examples of scrapbooking mini albums. I'm going to do the minis, and then I'm going to do a scrapbooking album, a large one, and then I'm going to do the Project Life separately. I figured, it won't be so overwhelming. But I also realized that I left out some things in my podcast that I was thinking about, like how else could you make, whether it's a mini scrapbooking album or a mini, which some people, or a mini scrapbook, or a mini album, or a scrapbooking album, which is basically the huge 12 by 12 one. How else could you make it? What other types of materials could you use? And I was thinking back about something that I remembered. Let me just adjust myself in this chair. So if you hear any noise, excuse me for that one. You can actually make them out of like your college notebook or the ones you use with the the book binder, whether it's the 2 or the 4 or whatever. If you use a huge one that you kind of like have like this flip it or whatever, you may need more material. And you can actually use material. You can use fabric to cover your mini albums, or your albums. So what you would do is sometimes some of the books you can actually take apart, because if you look, if you take away some materials, you can, and I wouldn't just do this ahead of time. I just kind of look at it and just kind of take a peek-see and see if you can use your screwdriver, but to take out that metal piece. Once you take that metal piece, you decorate it with either your fabric or your paper, and you put it back together, and whammo presto, you're done. That could be something you can think about. Or if you can't get it, try and get it as close to the metal piece as possible, or you can cover it with like decorative tape or washi tape, or some fabric or gems, or try and layer the paper. Maybe make it a different color that would coordinate with the whatever it is that you're working with, whatever type of color, or if you want to make it darker, if you want to make it just something so it could pop or look receded, so it doesn't look funny. Nothing looks funny. You just have to experiment and see how it goes. When making a huge mini album, for me, I think that the biggest problem is that sometimes I get so impatient that I don't check things like I'm supposed to, like, that little, I don't know if it's a little added or I don't know, measure twice, cut it once, that type of deal. I forgot what they call those things. Like, anyways, I always have to measure, and I forget to measure, and then for me, sometimes I have to measure like 3 or 4 times. So I get so excited. So I have to admit that I don't always take my own advice, and so that's why I find making a larger mini album is intimidating. I have tried a couple of times with pretty much disastrous failure, and I don't set myself enough time with being busy with this and that. So I would definitely, that's just my key to you guys. If you have little ones, make sure they're asleep. You're in your proper space, down, for me it's downstairs and on the table. I kind of craft on the bed or on the sofa, and I don't have, the support. Like, let's say if you need to cut something, your trimmer may not slip, when you have, trying to balance it on the arm of the of the sofa or couch. Oh my goodness. You guys must think I'm crazy. I'm always forgetting words. Anyways, so that's something that I've learned as a crafter. The other thing is, it's just that if you want to paint chipboard, I may decide sometimes if you use, depending on the chipboard itself and where it came from, because some makers or manufacturers or designers actually make chipboard that could withstand heavy duty liquids, or meaning like paints, spray inks, like really things like that will, or even watercolor. I would use gesso on some of them. Sometimes you can get away with that. It works. And then you can put the paint over. If you want to use even chalkboard paint, that may be. But you don't want to go over it too much. You don't want to make it too wet, because it starts to break down. But so it won't, like doing something like that, like spray inks or using chalkboard paint or regular paint with gesso. It may warp it a little, so you may have to use your heat gun on it, or just let it dry, someplace, and then kind of, maybe run it through your die cutting machine. Not the electronic one, the regular one that you can either crank or push the button, that it's not the or just put heavy books on, that type of thing. It's not like what I wanted to say was the Cricut, the Silhouette, or the Scan and Cut. Those are like the electronic ones. The other way that you can make a scrapbooking, like I said, is the book. You can do that and use the fabric and stuff like that. And that's how I've seen that they made those really elaborate, pretty wedding albums. I've seen them do that in that way. And you can always, like I said, buying a scrapbooking album, and sometimes it comes in kits, so you can have the paper, the awesome, embellishments that coordinate really well with the with the paper, the album. It's just amazing. And the scrapbooking albums, the little ones, are really cute. I've just seen some with burlap. It looks like craft paper for wedding. It just looks amazing. I love burlap. I love to design it with jean. I think that it looks really beautiful with like green or white flower, or even like another blue. I don't know. I love blues, greens, and a pop of white every now and again, and reds are really cool. So that's my thing. Even like if you're going to use corrugated board, which I love to use on my mixed media albums and my albums, you have to be careful in using what mediums, because it could, warp it. But if that's the way you like it, then you can, you can use that to your advantage. I mean, it is what it is. You can use stencils to decorate your albums. It's sky's the limit, But like I said, what mediums, depending on what product you're using, you just have to be careful with it, because it can warp your album. And if you want really straight albums, you may want to go with paper or fabric. And definitely with lightweight chipboard, like cereal boxes, Pop-Tart boxes, I said cereal boxes. Any type of like food box is considered like a lightweight chipboard, and you can use that. But using what medium on that will definitely you would have some issues. You may want to double it up. Sometimes you may get away with that if you like that look, or sometimes you can fix it, with some creative, thingamajig, positioning here and there. So that is something you can do. Another mini album that you can make definitely is a paperback mini. So you can get it at your local store, or as I like to call it, my bodega, and just cover it with paper and make some type of binding. The reason why you would use a paper album, sometimes it adds more storage, like when you when it's laid flat, you have that still has an opening, so you can use a tag, like a vanilla tag, those tags that you have on your, what would you use a tag for? Package, or like your Christmas packages, or a big tag like that. You can put a picture on, and then you can put some paper in the back, or just do some journaling. You can put another picture in there, anything that you would like, maybe even like a nice little flat little keepsake, or depending on the, just something a little flat, like let's say movie tickets you can put in there, things like that. So it could be a keepsake like that. What else can you do? Why does this thing feel like it's clicking? Because it's not put on properly. Duh. So what did I want to say? So you can use that for many albums. You can also use any type of size envelopes. Envelopes can make really nice minis. You could just close them up, put the paper on, make a little slit. Close it up, make a little slit. The openings, sometimes depending on how you want it, you can just, use the opening. It's all up to you, but that's how I've seen the mini albums for envelopes made. Because it's supposed to be making it stronger. If you use the opening, just cut off the top. You can make it accordion style, which basically you could put the two open ends together, and just do it that way. And you put the two open ends together. You take the other envelope. You put the back side of it, the one that doesn't have the V, you put it like that, and then you put the V next to that, and then you can kind of make like an accordion style one. You can make a scrapbooking album out of recipe books, or a children's book. You can use the recipe boxes. I've seen people use that or the index card holders, whether it's the box form or the Rolodex, the one that has like that flipping motion. You can make a scrapbook album out of a jewelry box, or even one of those paper mache boxes that they have at Michael's. One of them that I love, that I should have picked up another one. I don't know if they have them anymore. It looks like a book, and so you can probably, like do an accordion fold and tape one side to the bottom of the book after you finish decorating it, like putting the pictures, or some journaling or whatever, and then decorate the box, and then put the last page into the one that you're just going to use as a bottom. You probably wouldn't put a picture, or you can put something, a special message for the person, and then you just do it that way, and then you accordion fold it. A little jewelry box, you can even give that to a male, because you can make it like put faux leather on that, and kind of make it really masculine, a little like jewelry box. And it doesn't have to be like those little, doesn't look like a jewelry box after you kind of make it masculine. It just looks like something, a little box. So and then you could have a couple little pictures in there. You can use that. You can use any type of a cigar box, whether it's from the Michaels, or actually get a cigar. If your significant other smoke cigars, you can use that. Sky's the limit. I know that die cutting machines, companies like Sizzix, who else makes them? Any die cutting machine, like the Cricut, whether it's like a regular die that you actually put through the machine, or electronic. I know that each one has probably their own little setup on how to make an album. Whether it's a paper one, whether it's pure paper, you don't always have to use chipboard, or you can probably try and cover it up to make chipboard. But the ones that you actually went through the machine, the die, you can use the chipboard, so that it's a little bit more sturdy, or you can just make it into paper. So that is, just some ideas that I was thinking about as I was wrapping up the last video of where else you can, how else can you make an album, whether it's, depending on the size though, because like I said, it's a mini album and then there's a scrapbook album. A scrapbook album is basically your traditional 12 by 12. A mini album is in smaller scale. And depending on who you talk, some people would say, oh no, this is a mini, depending on the size. And this is just a scrapbook. So, like I said, it doesn't have to be like a 10 by 10. It can be 10 by 11. Anything bigger, I think, is kind of, a scrapbook album. So, anything else? I think I'm done. I keep forgetting I have to write these things down. It's just, I get so passionate and I just want to start recording. So, yeah. So that's about it for the albums. Again, I will have the link down below for the other album, for the minis, and then I will have links down below. Even if the podcast doesn't have to do with scrapbooking, I will still put the link down below so that you guys can see. And you can always check my blog, or excuse me, my website, EileenTheLittleCraftedUp.com. So anyway, guys, like I was saying, now is the review part. I think that I got everything, and if I come up with any ideas, then I will definitely be making a part 3. But I think that that's it for, the actual scrapbooking and the art of scrapbooking, album making, whatever. You get my point. So right now is the review part. I am going to do kind of like a first impression type deal here. I purchased a universal tablet holder that comes with a tripod adapter and a universal smartphone holder. I got it from eBay. The place that I got it from is called Charger City. They also have a website called chargercity.com. It says, please contact us if you have any additional inquiries or accessory needs. Woohoo! So I may do that, don't know. Because I wasn't really happy with the phone holder itself. Alright, so let me give you the whatchamacallit for it. So basically, what it does, it hold, since it's universal, it's for it's like 7-10-inch tablet holder. Tripod connection fits. The tripod connection fits the iPad, and the Air and the Mini 9.7 iPad Pro, Samsung Galaxy tablet, free stabilizer grip, and iPhone 7 Plus 7 Edge smartphone holder. So I like the grip, the adapter, the tripod adapter. It's nice and cushiony. It's really bright orange in color, and it has the word basic on it. I like the feel of it. Is as nice and beefy. Really feels good, to hold and grip. The tripod, the adapter itself for the tablet doesn't swerve. It has some grippy thingies, so you're protected in that end. It does not fit over your holders. I don't know, for my Otter, it does not fit over it, and we had to figure out a way. It's a little bothersome, but I'll make it work because I am not taking my iPad out of its holder. I'm very clumsy, and I do not want to try and get another one. There's no way, no how. And it locks into place. It has this little switch in the back, and it just goes up and down, and then it goes left to right, and has a little lock symbol, and it does say the word close, and then when you open it, the word is kind of covered up with the lock itself, with the little handle. So I really like this. I think that this is cool. The only problem, like I said, does not swerve. So you would have to move your tripod in a way so that you can definitely be able to use it. The reason why I got this is because I definitely want to start using it for my my life stuff, like my Instagram, my let me stop swinging this thing around so you don't hear it. What I want to say was that to go on like Facebook Live, which I have not done. I think that you guys, whoever go on Facebook Live, I love your broadcasting. Has really been cool. Yeah, and I love doing the Periscope Live stuff. Pretty cool. And my username for that, I believe, is Eileen. Oh no, it's E Little Crafter. I don't know if it's 74 or not, but I'll put all that information on my website and on the blog post. I did not like the universal adapter. It just didn't wasn't what I needed. So, and I forgot that David had one, and I tried to use it once, and I just didn't like it. I was like, ugh, I don't like this thing. So I just gave it to him because I lost his. Sorry about that, honey. So anyway, and because the way it opens, it does have a back grip and an anti-slip grip. But I just don't like the fact that it kind of, if you don't open it completely or get it on the phone the first shot, it just kind of closes back, and it pinched my finger a couple of times, and I was like, okay, that's enough of that. So 2 out of the 3 things so far is what I'm kind of digging, and I will let you know how I like it in terms of, even though it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be cumbersome only for the simple fact that it does not go over my cover, but I was lucky enough that David figured out how to get it over the cover, even though it's going to be, a pain in the butt to take it on and off, but hey, it is what it is. It will make it work. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me on today's podcast, and if you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below, or as always, you can always email me your comments or questions, or show idea information at, my email is at Eileen@EileenTheLittleCrafter.com. Thank you, and have a good day. Bye for now.